this right there. There we go. I think we got it going now. It says we got 13 viewers. Welcome anyone who's coming in. Oh, this is gonna be annoying, isn't it? Try this. Still locked. Welcome, Christopher Locklear. Hold up, everyone on my screen. It's being a little finicky. This is my first time trying this on YouTube since Instagram made it that you have to have 1,000 followers, which is pretty frustrating. Let's try this. That fixed it. We got stream delay too. We'll be beginning shortly, everyone. There we go. Looks like we have 11 people up in the stream. If you have not yet, please like and subscribe for any newcomers. We had 35 people. I feel like that was probably wrong. So for anybody who's coming from my actual YouTube channel and not Instagram, we're gonna be doing some bug husbandry today. I was supposed to do this over on Instagram, but as I said, it's now, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. Let me send a link real quick to the Instagram, if it'll let me. Yeah, if anyone's in here, just say hello and stuff, ask any questions. We'll be beginning shortly here with the husbandry, and you guys can see some pretty nice bugs. Is there any way I can pause it? One moment. Alright, well there we go. I guess we're just gonna start, everyone. So let me grab some bins to get started with here. And everyone, let me know if I'm being loud enough. I'm trying to be somewhat loud. Just some small containers to start off with. These ones are just springtails. Fish flakes in their form. It keeps jumping around with how many viewers are in here, so I'm not sure how many of you are actually in here. Check on some earwigs. This is Euborrelia arcanum. These are very pretty native earwig species to the US. I don't drop my tongs in here. These seem to be doing pretty nicely. Here's a nice one. Welcome anyone who's here. If you have any questions or want to see some certain stuff, just go right ahead. Got quite a lot of bins to get through this evening. These ones. Right now I'm just doing misc stuff, and then we'll get to some of the goodies, roaches and such. These are Morava arachnidus. Get this light better. There we go. Very pretty earwig. If I'm not mistaken, most of these, if not all, are native to the United States. I like them a lot. Grab some of this other stuff here. I think we only have 2 viewers in here right now. We had a lot, supposedly. Alright, let's grab a roach bin. See how these guys are doing. This is Polyphaga, or wait, Polyphaga, wait, hold up. These are Polyphaga aegyptica. Seem to be doing pretty nicely. Here's a male. Interesting species. See if I can find a female. Here we go. Females are quite large. Give them a mist. If anyone who's joining in and is new, we're just feeding some bugs, doing some bug husbandry. This is Polyphaga aegyptica, makes me to be doing relatively nicely. Got a nice male pile up over here. Very pretty roaches. One of my personal favorites. Even the nymphs are pretty nice looking. Move on to the next one. Right here we got everyone's favorite roach, Theria Bernhardtii. These used to be labeled Petiveriana, I believe. But these are most likely Bernhardtii. Let me get one. Here's a nice female. Very nice. Give them a spray too. Pick out any dead ones that pop up. Doing. Yeah, these aren't looking to be doing the best. That's Rosany for you. Welcome anyone who's popping in. Guys doing. They look to be growing nicely. Good amount of nymphs running around. This whole tower, you can't really see much right now. Put all these back. We'll move on to some smaller bins once again. Work our way around it all. Trying to see if we can see anyone who's in here. If any of you guys have questions, just let me know. Alright, let's continue onward. I haven't looked on with these in a while. These are Dipteratrum handstromii. Handstrom's little runner roach. So we got a male that has passed, but the females are producing all sorts of oothicas. Oh yeah, they're doing pretty good. That's what I like to see. A few pieces of dog food and some carrots. Let's see how our Reptiles is doing. They're probably doing meh. Yeah. As I thought, these are always going back and forth with me, if they're doing good or not. And they're not doing too bad. I mean, they could be doing worse. How are the small nymphs doing, though? Don't see too many of those. Definitely very pretty roaches. Just wish they were a little bit easier to maintain. Oh, here's some small nymphs. Hopefully they start producing some more and get producing again. Welcome anyone who's popping in. I'm not sure if I have any more viewers or not, but always nice to have some new people show up. These back. I have to do this because I haven't done this in a while. To clean out these seed bugs. They're running rapid. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, tons of them, which is why they're annoying to care for times like this. Very pretty. These are a locality I personally collected from Kyle Candillian's house. And they're doing pretty good. Just wish that they were easier to clean. And they can fly, which is pesky at times. Oh, wonderful. They're getting everywhere. Just what I did not want. Looks like there's quite a few color forms in here that I could try isolating for, but I probably won't end up doing so. Alright, let's put this down so they can't get out while I work on cleaning out their enclosure. So many babies in here. Yeah, there's a few, but they're just gonna have to be left behind. Sadly enough. Another one in here too. Yeah, and we'll just give them a new thing of seeds. Yeah, I brought some paper towel for these guys. Not needed, but I like to line them with a little bit of paper towel. And these are actually a second Mason appears. Welcome, Mason Mitchell. Always nice to see more Masons coming in. Right now we're just doing some bug husbandry. We're on a native seed bug right now. These are Onchopeltis fasciatus from Livonia. I think that's how you pronounce their Latin. Oh, I need to grab sunflower seeds. There we go. So these guys are pretty neat. They just feed on the, I wouldn't say nectars, just the secretions from sunflower seeds or the juices, which is pretty interesting in my opinion. And then they just need a water wicked source, so I just grab paper towel with a deli cup like this and just put a lot of water in there. That seems to do the job for culturing these guys. As so, and then we grab all of them back. Oh yeah, white spot assassins are very lovely. I actually have a few assassin bugs beside me. I can show off real quick. I already did care for them, but these are pretty nice. These are Platymeris. They're either Radamantis or Laevicolus. I have all three right here. This is Bigutatus, Laevicolus, and then maybe Rhadamanthus right here. They're doing pretty great for me, and yeah, I really love true bugs. Hemiblabera, they're very fascinating. Okay, let's get these back into their enclosure now. Plenty of them to go around. These have been doing phenomenal for me. And I really want to try isolating in the future some of the color morphs they have, or color forms. Go back. God, these really are a pain to clean. This is why I only do it like once every 2 to 3 months. I love crawling every chance they get. And I can actually see a few of them mating in here, which is pretty funny. I always catch them in the act. Now they're starting to fly. No. Cut it out. Not what we want. Let's grab these guys. If any of you guys in here have any questions, just put them down in the chat and I'll answer to the best of my ability. Oh crap. Yeah, these are getting annoying now. Ugh. No. Get back. At least they're easy to rear and stuff, but gosh, they are very annoying to rehouse and such. I think that's all of them. There might be a tiny nymph left, but we'll call it quits. I could probably put them in a larger enclosure, but too lazy. There we go. Been needing to do that for a while. Now we'll move back into some roaches. Right here we have Perispherus punctatus, also known as the roly-poly cockroach. These are a very nice species and they're doing quite fond for me. There's actually an adult female right there. Very nice. Got plenty of males in here too, actually. They should be having nymphs for me here soon. I'll give them apple. They like sweet foods, I've noticed. There's a male right there at the bottom. Really like these, and I also do have Perispherus. No, surprisingly enough, they do not need a diapause. I'm up in Michigan, and I got them from Livonia, so yeah, they definitely do not need a diapause. They do go through generations pretty quickly, I've noticed, the milkweed bugs. The adults live maybe 3 to 4 months. I could be off on that, but once you get them going, I've had them for around 8 to 9 months now. October will be a year. I just keep them in a little enclosure like this. Is maybe like 3 quarts maybe. Very simple in my opinion. And you just give them sunflower seeds raw and unsalted sunflower seeds. And yeah, they do pretty nice. These are Melanizor, Melanizor Styria sorer from Oahu, Hawaii. I can't remember, do I have adults? Yeah, I do have one right here. Those are pretty little roaches. Hopefully they start producing for me. Although I only have one adult. I don't know if it's a female though. It's a little nymph. I crush him. No. Sorry, feller. Give them a little piece because they don't eat a lot yet. Probably give them less than that. Oh, and then this is one of my favorite genuses, Hemiblabera Oleriana from Bibb County, Alabama. Very pretty roaches that are native to the US. There's an adult male. Let's see if I can get him. And this is a high red color form. Normally they're pretty dark, but this specific locality has some pretty highly red individuals, which are very nice to look at. And this is one of my 2 Hemiblabera species. Oh, here's a nice female. I like their vestigial wings. Very pretty. Do have a lot of females. That's very nice. Hopefully they start picking up soon. Just putting a little bit of apple for them. And then my pseudomops, but these guys are not doing the best. I have to get a restart because presumably a bunch of tiny mites were stressing them out in the adults. Yeah, they're not. And I still have a few in here. Here's one adult. I can show it off. These are also native to the US. I'll just give them a piece of dog food so they don't eat a lot. But I'm gonna be getting some new ones from Billy and Tennyson, so, or just Billy, I can't remember who cultures them. Putting all of this back. We'll move on to some smaller deli cups, and then we'll move into the 20-quart bins. Man, we're only 30 minutes in. Yikes. We've gone through like 1/4 of it all. This is Hemiblabera virginiana. I actually thought I had these, but these ones I'm probably going to just feed off because this is the Holly strain, and these need diapause, and I'm not in for that. Right here we have some Theria Olegrand Genie, but these are just small little nymphs right now. There's tons of them, but still tiny. And then this is Hemithurasacera palliata. These are from Thailand, I believe. Looks like I got some new adults in there. I can't tell if they've started laying oops yet. I don't know. Very pretty roach, but very fast. Oh wait, it looks like she does have an ooth on her actually. That's nice to see. They're already starting to get up, so. Talking about pseudomops, let me read that in a moment. Oh gosh, no. Yeah, these guys are really fast, in my experience. Yeah, he's hopping around on the carpet. No. This is why I don't like these guys. No. There we go. Did that other one run out? Yeah, it did. Knew it. Get back. No. I really need to put a climbing barrier on this little colony. Okay, they still have that bowl. I just need to give them a little bit of water. There, I just like launched that one. Alright. I keep mine evenly damp, though that wasn't the intention initially, and I've had them going crazy. Soon a bit dry near bin, so... Well, the thing is, I was keeping them really moist, but then that's when I started losing them to the mites, presumably, which was like 6 months ago, and then they dwindled down from like, I don't know, maybe 30 plus. So then I kind of just started neglecting them, so yeah, they're pretty dry right now. Because I'm going to be getting a restart here soon, so... this back. And then this is Paris Ferris Pygmaeus, and these actually bred for me shortly after arrival, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing. But it does not look like the female is alive anymore. No. She seemed to pass. I might have to put them in a more ventilated setup. We'll have to see as time goes on. They seem to be doing good though. Not sure if the newborn nymphs made it because they need their mother. Yeah, I think I want to put these in a more ventilated setup with side ventilation because I heard that they really like... Are you talking about these guys, the Pygmaeus? Yeah, I'm pretty scared too. Although I got them for a pretty good deal off of TJ on a Facebook group. I think it was like 36, and I got like, he gave me like 25, so... But I'm still terrified of killing them because I've just heard the horror stories of how picky they are. But we shall see. But like I said, I think I'm gonna put them in a more ventilated setup because this is not very ventilated besides the cloth lid. Yikes. Yeah, I've already had a few die. That female that I just showed, and then I think a nymph or two. Oh gosh. The punctatus though have been doing amazing for me. Not a single one has passed. Right here we have Gyna Cappuccino. These are just small nymphs right now. I got like a bajillion of them when I received these, but they're still just tiny little nymphs. Kind of see one right there at the bottom. The pain of rearing up tiny nymphs. Something. Yeah, 7 for 50 seems pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. We'll give them a carrot. But I can't wait to receive a restart of pseudo mops because I do really like them. I'm gonna try them in a larger bin too. Just a big old setup. It's a lot easier than the little ice cream ones. See, why is this not focusing? There we go. This is Paraplaneta brunea, which they actually haven't made babies in a while, which I'm not sure as to why. I think I need to be changing out their food quicker since it molds quite fast. Very underrated Paraplaneta. I just wish I had a locality one. Give them some water. I don't keep these with any ventilation. That's how I've kept them ever since I got them, and that's how they seem to like it. They just like it dank and dirty. Well, honestly, 7 for 50 is not too bad, but I would hope you would receive at least over 10. I like to start my colonies with at least over 12 counts, preferably around 20. That goes for everything. I mean, when I got some of my assassins, I went for 20. Amethyst, hitting them with that rain shower. Yes, we're hitting them with the rain shower indeed. Alright, so we got all of this entire shelf in the closet done. That's all isopods, and I already did that earlier when I wasn't streaming. So now we're gonna move over to this rack, and then we'll do the final rack. First, let me get situated over here. I need to figure out how to get this lamp. Move all my foods. Do I even have an area to plug in my lamp? Let's see. Put this yay here. Welcome anyone else who's coming in here. Looks like we're around 3 viewers. Man, when this live first started, we had like 40 people and then they just disappeared. I think YouTube was just off as always. Alright, let's see if I can get this to stretch over here. Oh, looks like we actually can. We're in luck. See wing on this other side because that would be awkward. There we go. Not too bad. Alright, now we can continue our feeding. No. Dropping stuff. Alright. Yeah, I'm glad to have a few viewers here too. I like to watch a few live streams, but there's not a lot of people who do bug live streams. So, and I have done some on Instagram, the black lighting, but they changed it now and you have to have 1,000 followers, which was upsetting today. Right here we have a very new edition. I got these like the other day from Kyle Candelian. These are Panethene or Panethia Angustipennis cognata. These are mostly just small nymphs. Get this light better. But have fallen in love with these instantly. These are a type of just wood roach, practically just termites at this point. This is all just sawdust or fuel pellets for cooking, just moistened, and that seems to do the trick. Also have some mushroom compost in here. Yes, that would be amazing. I think he gave me around like 50 plus. Like I said, these are mostly just small little nymphs running around. Still very pretty, but not much to show off yet. And I'm wondering if this is too highly of a ventilated setup. I guess we'll see as time goes on. I'm just gonna give them a couple pieces of dog food after we missed them. Yeah, a 24/7 roach cam would be insane. Something like that, or out in the rainforest, imagine. Alright. That might be a little moist for them, but they like it moist, I've heard. I'm not gonna give them a lot of food, because, I mean, they just eat wood. Very pretty roaches as adults. Oh. And then this is also a new addition from the other day from Stella's Springtails. These are Leuci Hormetica subcincta. This is a temporary setup. This is more like a hisser bin setup. This is how I set up most of my hissers, but I just threw them in here because I didn't have any smaller bins. and I haven't taken them out yet. I'll just throw some food under here. Yeah, because this is getting far too dry, in my opinion, for Luki Hermetica. Now just in Grassi, but honestly, I think I'm gonna trade out my Verrucosa for the locality Venezuela stock that just entered the hobby not too long ago. These are by Rostria Cabrii, and these honestly haven't been doing too well for me. I got like a 15 account, and they've kind of dwindled down, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong with these. Might have to get a restart of these, but I'm not too sure. I haven't, in particular, been super enjoying these, I guess. They're kind of boring, if I'm being completely honest. We'll see if they start picking up. We'll get to the colonies eventually that are doing phenomenal, which is, here's a nice one. I got these. You literally missed like minutes before I showed off my Paraplaneta brunea. And I do have Paraplaneta Americana Venom that I'm gonna show later on. Those are in the next rack. So if you stick around, yes, I can show some of them. These are Eurycotis floridana. This is the Elliott Key locality. This is the largest and darkest locality in the hobby. And these are all just nymphs. I got them from Kyle. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have lifted that up. They're gonna bum rush me. These are doing pretty nicely for me. Growing nicely. If you guys are watching and you love roaches and you don't have Floridana, what are you doing with your lives? You need Floridana, trust me. It's one of the funnest roaches to keep. I have 2 localities of them. I'm gonna pump this up. Highly recommend. These guys are wonderful. We'll do millipedes real quick. I only have 3 of them. This is Centribolus splendidus, Mozambique fire millipede. Very pretty species. I have quite a lot of them. I don't think they've bred yet, but they seem to be growing nicely. It's kind of hard to get their colors nicely. I need to be misting these more often, but seem to be doing okay. The roaches I meant. Yeah, Paraplaneta are pretty nice. I mean, Brunea is a bit more finicky than Americana, but most Paraplaneta are pretty nice. We'll give these guys some carrot. I don't feel like dealing with moldy dog food in a week. There you guys go, get some rain. I'm gonna be getting some more millipedes in the future. They're very fun. A lot funner than I expected. And these are Chicobolus spinigerus, the ivory millipede. These are still pretty small, and I think they've burrowed down currently, so we're gonna leave them alone for the most part. These are also growing nicely, it seems. Seems like pretty much with millipedes, I'm keeping them almost the same as my roaches, just with a better substrate. Most of this is George's beetles flake intermixed with my own topsoil, and that seems to be doing just fine. And then just lots of rotting leaf litter. Maybe not rotting, this is just more like regular leaf litter, but I decay it for a few weeks in just water in my basement. Oh, I think I know why it's drying here. I think I forgot to mist them last week. Riddle me this. My P. Americana venom, haven't bred at all. I've had them since March. Do you feed them protein? Like, do you have a dish of dog food in with them? I bet you that's why, if you don't. Because let me tell you a little story. I've had them since October of last year, and they didn't bred until like 3 months ago because I wasn't keeping them with a bowl of dog food. I just have them with like a deli cup just full to the brim with dog food. They really love their protein. It's insane, honestly. These are Simondoa concerfarium from the Simondoa range. They're kind of hard to get on video. These are doing nicely. You probably could keep them more humid, but they don't seem to mind. Spurts of darkness. Yeah, I would recommend giving... I mean, fish flakes is definitely good enough. Yeah, they really like their protein. Fish flakes and stuff, roaches, it's enough protein, but you would need a lot of fish flakes for Paraplaneta. I just give them a big old bowl of dog food that they can consume. And I just cap it off whenever it molds and stuff. Yeah, I've noticed that with Paraplaneta as well. They are insane roaches. Here's another personal favorite. This is Hibardina ugandana from Tanzania, Uzimbra Mountains. These are doing phenomenal for me ever since I got a booster on them. Because these chewed up out of their bins, so I lost quite a few, but now they're doing wonderful. It's kind of hard to get them in frame here because of this other bin. I'm gonna moisten their substrate a little bit. And I'm keeping these with Silisticus convexus, a wild locality of them from the United States, and they seem to be doing nicely in here. Put this cork bark back. Gosh, I can hardly look into this. Yeah, they're doing great. Yeah, I love these. These are one of my favorites. Have probably 100. Oh yeah, I have hundreds by now. And then here's the Silisticus with them. And they don't seem to be eating any ooths or anything, which isn't expected with most roaches in isopod. How did I have this before? Like this. Something like this, right? I'm very particular with my bins. I like it being neat. Same with these. I just have a bowl of dog food with them. I've started keeping most of my bladdids with it, just so it discourages them from eating any oothicas. Or ooths, if you want to use the short term. Oh my gosh, they're running out at me. Oh, that one's free. Some of mine. And then I just give them a little chunk of carrot. They don't really care to eat fruits or anything that much. Yes, the rainstorm. I'm not sure how anyone else waters their stuff, but I just let it rain. Oh, crap. Okay, we're actually almost through this rack, surprisingly enough. picking up the pace now. Alright, and then here's one of my favorite feeder bins, even though they're not supposed to be used as a feeder. This is Stylopiga rhombifolia. I have literally probably 1,000 of them in here. These go insane, people. So many. I've been feeding off most of the adults because it doesn't really matter. There's so many. And I'll show you guys how I feed these. I just drop a huge apple and just get a giant handful and just slap it in the bottom. Not just one, but like 2 handfuls. There's so many in here. These really love their protein. Give them a little mist too. There we go. Yeah, these things are insane. Yeah, they're very pretty roaches. The adults are like a blackish color. Here's one, but in particular, I really love the nymphs with the reds and oranges. But I'm gonna close this before they start raiding the food. They start going nuts. Here's also a somewhat new addition. These are Rhomphidorina portentosa UCR, a supposed pure strain. Really quick, I accidentally dropped their bin the other day and I dislodged some substrate, so I'm gonna fix that up real quick. The hissy boys. So I'm one away from having all of the pure portentosa lines. Oh gosh, I'm already getting the sniffles from this. Very pretty. Oh, yeah, he does not want anything to do with me currently. I think I have a bunch of little nymphs I got from TJ and then 2 females and a few males. Yeah, very noisy. That one's still going. I'm trying to show them off though. Very pretty, very large. And I'm pretty sure they're like almost 100% confirmed to be pure, but just like to throw out that they might not be. I'll give them a little few carrots. Welcome anyone else who's coming in. I think we're around 4 viewers if YouTube's being true on that. Alright, we're on our last 2 bins of this rack. Wow, really picked up the pace. Here's just to show the rhombifolia. They're piling up in the bottom. Alright. And then here's another recent addition. These are Parcoblata zebra from Montgomery, Alabama. These have instantly, within days, become my favorite, one of my favorite roaches. Really loving Parcoblata. Kyle just gave me his enclosure for them and I've just took all of this stuff out and put them in here. They're very pretty. It's hard to see them though. I'm not sure how much these are gonna eat, so we're just gonna put a little slice of carrot and then some fish flakes. Because I'm unsure how much these eat compared to my other Parcoblatas, so we'll just do that. Give them a mist. Yes, very cute. I'm starting to like more smaller roaches than large ones. The only thing is about, I like getting larger counts of small ones is because I like setting up in these 20-quart bins. It's a lot more enjoyable than the tiny little ones. I thought those hearts popping up were escape roaches in my room. Welcome Eric Matthews, by the way, that's hilarious. Right here we have, if I can move these bins, there's so many. We have, Aeluropoda insignis, the flathorn hisser. Oh, do I have an adult? Yeah, I don't think I do. I have a bunch of them. They're very pretty, even just as nymphs. See if I can get these. Very flat. Let's see those vents. Yeah, here, I keep most of my bins. Let me put this back. Here, actually, I'll show it on the next. Hold up. I do want to show off my ventilation and what I do. Pile of dog food in there. Looks like we're up around 5 viewers. Welcome anyone who's popping in. Okay, we'll put this back and I'll show off how I do my ventilation for anyone who's curious. So here's my pretty much standardized setup. I have a large vent in the front with a water port. And I've recently started adding those just to help with misting and stuff. Some of my older bins don't have it. And then I have another one on the back that's the same. And that's pretty much how I have all of these bins set up like that. And then these are my other bins that have just random ventilation. But this is what I've been doing for most of my bins. Yes, they shall thrive. Oh, excuse me. So we're done with this whole rack. So we're gonna move on to the final one that's more filled with some goodies. And also, if anyone's curious, this is how I do my bin labels. What do you cut the holes with? I cut them with a soldering iron. It takes some time, but I just turn it up full heat and I just make a square. I mark it with Sharpie. And then I just glue it over with stainless steel. This is the gluing job. Back to the labels. So this is how I do my labels. I put the species, the locality if there is one, a strain or cultivar, common name, giant peppered cockroach, family Blaberidae, and then when I acquired them. Practically identical to how Kyle Candillion sets up his stuff. I saw that on his live streams and I fell in love with that. What grade screen is that? Honestly, I don't know. I've never looked at it. I just ordered off Amazon. It's pretty fine. It keeps most tiny roaches in. It would probably keep Nocticola in. But yeah, I would have to look that up and share with it if I do this another time. Alright, let's move on to doing some more bins. This is Blatidae species. What are they called? These are the African bullets. They used to be CF Neostylopyga, but it's, oh wow, they're having a baby boom right now. Holy crap. Yeah, there's a lot in here. But it's kind of obvious that they're not gonna stay as Neostylopyga, so they've been moved to Blatidae for now in the hobby. These are doing pretty nice for me. Wow. And you can see this is one of my older bins, so it has the old when I used to drill holes, but whenever I do their enclosure, I'm gonna put them in my new standardized bins. Man, I'm out of fish flakes. I'm using up what I have left. I need to order more. Yeah, they're very nice. They're a lot smaller than you'd expect, though. They're, like, Here's an adult, a male, or maybe that's a sub-adult, but there's it on my finger, so they're not very large. Sometimes the females are a bit larger, but they are very pretty. They are kind of stinky. They smell funky, but I do like them a lot. Been doing wonderful. Yes, very cute. Yeah, we're moving into some of my all-time favorite bins. I really need to redo this bin. This is Luki Hermetica Verrucosa. I think I'm gonna sell these and get the locality stock because I'm turning into a locality snob, as everyone should. Where are they at? Here's some. This female does look pretty weird, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it was a mismold or if that's just how this particular strain looks. Yeah, mini roaches are pretty peak. I just wish I could rear them better. Oh, this is falling off. Also, the Luki Hermetica, they love to chew on wood, I've noticed. This is all chew marks from them. So it's interesting, I guess. Throw in some carrots for these guys. I'm not sure if these have been doing too well for me. I think I've had a few mismolted individuals. I think I need to keep them more humid. I'm sitting like crisscross applesauce on my toes because this tripod's like in my way. There we go. So right here we have Gyna Centrio, the Centrion roach. This is my new bin for them. I'm trying them on a new setup. These were doing already good for me, but I'm trying them on a different setup just to see if they do well. I do have a lot of them. A lot of them are still just tiny nymphs right now. You can kind of see some moving. Mostly burrow down, so. But I think I have them on like 3 to 4 inches this time instead of an inch or 2. So, just lots of leaf litter and such. And I just throw their food under the leaf litter. Oh wait, I can give them more than that. What am I doing? Give them a nice apple chunk. There's a lot of them in here. They just burrow a lot. And for anyone who keeps Gyna Centrio, it came out that these, they all came from the same locality, the Gambia, which is pretty interesting. I like to water them in the corner so that it goes down to the bottom layers. There we go. Ugh. Come on. I train my Gyna to come out from hiding to get their food. Well, my Cat 4 or Cat 4 come out pretty quickly, but the Centrio I don't really witness eating a lot, so I just kind of learned to live with it. This is Eurycotis decipines or decapines, however you want to pronounce it. One of my all-time favorite roaches. Eurycotis is the absolute goat. Best roaches out there. Nothing beats them. Here's a nymph. Very pretty. Yeah, these have been producing lots of ooths. You can see that the surface of this is just covered with them. They haven't started hatching yet. I don't know how long these take, but I should have plenty of babies by like fall, I'm assuming. And I also have these with a little cup of dog food. We'll give these apple, since I didn't give them apple last time. And I'm keeping these kind of dry, honestly. This strain or locality comes from Costa Rica, which is pretty humid, but I've been able to get away with keeping a lot of my stuff on the drier side, which might bite me in the butt eventually. No, this is when they start running everywhere. I need to put barriers on stuff. When will I learn? Oh, you meant the G Centrio. That's my bad. There is a stream delay, so I'm seeing stuff a few minutes later, or the other way around. Yeah, you should be getting babies soon. Yeah, I don't have a lot of barriers. I have them on my Rhombofolia, my Elliptorhina, Javanica, and I think that's it, honestly. I'm just kind of lazy and I don't really worry about it. Get down, little nymph. This is a brand new species. I did a post on them on Instagram. This is Eurycotis species Golfito. These are very brand new to the hobby, and they actually have started having babies for me, which is wonderful. Very bright cherry. Let me bring the light closer. Can't see anything. Very bright cherry red colors. They're very beautiful. And there's a molted individual. They seem to be doing good. I have a few babies that are hatching out now, and hopefully they continue to do well. There's some of the nymphs. These guys like it quite humid. I need to start keeping them more humid. Change out their dog food since it's getting kind of old. Yeah, hopefully your Americana start breeding. I think it was just the protein issue, because I went through the same exact thing. I was like, they're American roaches. Why aren't they like infesting my house yet? After I gave them a bowl of dog food, I saw like babies like a week later. I'm not even kidding. So you should be in luck. Just want to say thank you all for watching. It's a pleasure to have some folks join in the live streams. Maybe I'll start doing these more often. What does it look like when you spray through the port? Yeah, I can demonstrate that. So I made it specifically so that this mister can get into it. Let's go into this one. Let's see if I can get it to work. So you just put the nozzle up into this, and it mists through. It goes up to the top of the lid, but it missed pretty much the entire enclosure. And I'm mostly just installing these is so that if I need to do misting before trips and stuff, I can just do quick mists and stuff. It's a lot quicker than opening every bin, and some species like more humidity and stuff where I need to mist more often. Yes, there is a screen there. I just put a little, it's glued in through the inside, which was recommended me by Kyle. It's just like a little circle, and then I just glue it in through the inside. And then it can fit my nozzle on my sprayer. Yeah, I don't think Americana need ventilation, honestly. I have mine with ventilation just because. These are Eurycotis floridana, my other locality of them. This is the big torch key locality with the white margins. Very pretty. Oh, there's one with an ooth. Yes, they've started laying. And I'm keeping these with Venizillo Pisum Everglades. And it actually looks like they're out right now. Yeah, we got some isopods in here. Yes, that's true. You can always have ventilation to keep mold levels down. I keep springtails with most of my stuff, and I'm trying to learn how to cohab stuff like isopods. Although isopods don't eat mold that much, guys. In case nobody's told you. Same with springtails, they only eat certain parts of the fruiting body of mold. So these started laying eggs, so I should have babies in a few months. I also keep these with a big old bowl of dog food because they get very protein hungry. Oh, there's a lot of them in here. It really just depends. You want to find isopods that thrive in similar conditions. So like these Floridana, I keep them relatively dry except one corner. And Venizillopissum is a drier tolerant species of isopod, so they cohab very nicely. Same with my other bin. I have Hebardina ugandana, that roach, with Silisticus, because they like it really moist. Sorry for the stuttering there. So it really just depends. Stay away from Porcelio laevis, the really insane isopods that will like eat ooths and stuff, dwarf whites, stuff like that, and you should be set. And I think I only have like 3 isopods cohabbing. I do have Cubaris benetensis with another roach. But besides that, I don't cohab a lot of stuff. I'm just trying to do that so I can minimize how many bins I have. Yeah, I guarantee you that Americana could do just fine with no ventilation. That's how I keep my Paraplaneta brunea, and they seem to be doing just fine. So, right here we have Gromphidorina portentosa 1972 Cleveland Aquarium, one of my all-time faves for pure portentosa lines. Very pretty, very pretty. I'm trying to find the major male that's in here. There he is. He's ginormous. I mean, look at this dude. He's huge. It's like a oblong note almost. Here's it next to a... Oh, I guess not. Very pretty. They have nice cherry stripes. He's actually got some mold spores on him. I believe that's what it's called. Because hissers, I think they carry a lot of mold spores, I believe. I think that's, if I remember correctly. I could be misinformed on that, though. Get back down, buddy. These haven't had any babies quite yet, but they should be having babies here soon. Rolling dog food. He does not like the rain. No, I do not keep any water bowls in with my roaches, and honestly, I recommend not, because there's a few main reasons why you shouldn't. Because first of all, most roaches, because there are some species like Rhabdobladinae and Epilampra that would prefer stuff like that. First, that promotes harmful bacteria that could grow in the water if not changed out properly. Second, most roaches just don't drink from a water bowl, and it's a waste of your time. When I first got into it, I was keeping stuff with it, and it was just, there was no reason to. If you just mist your bins and feed fresh fruits and veggies, you'll be fine. And I forgot what my third point was. But anyways, it's not really needed. This is Elliptorina chapardi. These are doing pretty nicely. They stopped having babies for a while, but now they're producing again, and they're doing pretty nice. Very cute little hissers, very colorful. One of my favorites. I have 3 out of the 5 Elliptorina species, although Concorlarina is not in the US hobby yet. These guys do like it pretty dry, as you can see before I misted them. Been getting away with keeping most of Leptorana like that. I think that's what they prefer, honestly. What's next? We have the last ground for Dorina, golden porcelain. Also, another one of my favorites. This one was derived from the 1972 Cleveland Aquarium. And these are the LLE mahoganies. They're very pretty. They've got all sorts of nice colors on them. I love these. And it looks like they started making a lot of babies recently. Oh yeah. Producing lots of babies for me all of a sudden. Love to see it. There's quite a lot in here. Like I said, I like to start my colonies with around 20. Well, with me keeping mostly ventilation, it dries out probably overnight. And egg crates are known to hold up pretty decently in these types of conditions. So I'm not too shocked, but it does make a little sense. In some of my, in my Blabberus species Honduras, they do get moldy. But besides that, they don't dissolve or anything over time, I've noticed. But you can see right here why you don't need water bins, because you'll see them run up to the sides. You can even see this nymph. They drink off the sides of the enclosure. You can see another one right there. So if you just mist them properly and stuff, they'll be set. We'll give them this much. There's one right there drinking too. I need to go in here and clean out this old dog food eventually. How often do you water? I feed and water stuff, most of my stuff, just once a week right now. But that's probably gonna change when I have all the water ports, and I'll probably start misting like twice a week. But that just goes to show that what you can get away with. This is my all-time favorite roach species. This is Hermetica stromosa, Owanu Ecuador. Here's a big old flip of them. Oh yeah, look at all them. Hermetica, very beautiful roaches. I don't think they've bred for me. This species is not very finicky. I shouldn't say that, because they're easy to raise and care for and just keep as pets. But most hobbyists have had lots of troubles getting these to breed readily for them. So I'm hoping I have around 20 to 30 of them that they start making babies. Here's some smaller ones that I've got. These ones I didn't breed myself. But hopefully I'll see some babies this year. And I keep these guys with the deep substrate, which is preferably needed. And I keep this corner heavily moist. We're almost halfway through this rack. Let's go. I think we're almost at, we're at an hour and 20, I believe. It's not too bad. It takes me around 2 or so normally. Yes, roach. Yeah, that's fair enough. Wait, roach on carpet? Did I miss something? Hold up. Roach on carpet, where at? Did he run? It might have been the one from earlier. Under box? Under this one? Did he go running at all? Was it when I lifted that one? Oh, great. Yeah, I've had my fair amount of roaches getting loose. Oh well. This is a Leptorina lavigata, the V-horn hisser. Another personal fave. I don't have any adults yet, but they're very pretty. Probably by oh, I see him. It's the Harlequin. I see it. Yeah, I'll just toss them in here for now. Yeah, it was the one from earlier that ran out. Yeah, these are starting to get big, so hopefully I have some mature soon. Seem to be doing okay. I did have maybe 1 or 2 die off, I can't remember. Well, at least I found that roach. Because if out of all the roaches I keep, I feel like the harlequins could start inhabitating my room. Oh, but back to what I was saying, yeah, that's pretty fair enough to have water bowls. As long as you keep them clean and stuff, there's no issues with it. I've just heard that it's not the best thing to do if you don't keep it healthy, the water healthy. What is, oh, this is Diploptera punctata UCR, also known as the Pacific beetle mimic cockroach, or roach, whatever you want to call it. Very pretty roach. These are doing pretty nicely for me. These don't eat a lot of apples, so I just give them some tiny chunks. Call it good. You can see I do keep most of my bins in a naturalistic way. I don't have a lot of egg carton and stuff. I mostly just have it to add more surface area to bins. Besides that, though, I keep most of my stuff just on wood that I collect myself and cork bark. Alright, we're officially halfway through. Yeah, in my experience, I don't have to water for a week. It does seem like it stays around 24 hours, maybe 48 hours. But yeah, I've had no issues. I've been keeping them like this for 1 to 2 years now. I used to feed and stuff every 3 to 4 days, but I just feed and water once a week. This is my feeder colony of Eublabrus posticus. There was a lot of them, but I've been feeding them off to my toads, so I've been neglecting these, but they're still doing decently. And it could also depend on where you're at in your humidity and stuff. Mine stays around 40 to 50% in Michigan, so that could also be a factor. But in most cases, it seems like you could leave stuff a week before it starts getting finicky on when you're watering stuff. Speaking of surface area, I have a filing or filling rack for my hissers. What is that? I've never heard of that. Is that like something you put within the bin? I'm confused. Whatever it is, it sounds interesting. Alright, now we got one of the big bins. Oh. This is Archimandrita CF Marmorata. These are the ones we've had in the hobby since like forever. This is the, oh yeah, that's nice. These are the giant peppered roaches, although they're not that giant. They're like hisser size. Here's some hiding behind there. I don't have a ton of adults yet, but there's a good amount of them in here. What was that? I saw something. These seem to be doing nicely. I keep them kind of dry. As I've stated, though, I've been getting away with keeping stuff dry. Yeah, I just keep all of my stuff on these racks I get off Amazon. I'm at like 2 right now, but I'm going to be getting a 3rd one in the future once I get rid of some of my amphibians, because I do have a few of those too. That was a pretty heavy misting for them dudes. Not sure where the adults are at right now. Probably burrowed down. Oh, the heavy bins. Here's a personal favorite. I'm still waiting on babies from these. These are Blabberus species Honduras. Pretty large roach. They're pretty close to Gigantea size, honestly. Very pretty roaches for a Blabera species. Here's some very large. Yeah, but I guess these could be considered hisser size though. It really just depends on the individual. There's a good amount of them. Still waiting on babies. Oh, I do have some Porcelio dilatatus. There are some hissers in here and stuff because I didn't clean out. I just reused the substrate because I was too lazy. I'm a lazy roach keeper, guys. There's also some little Kenyan roaches in here which cohab very nicely with large Blaberids. There are a few with some mismolts, but that was from their old bin. Here's a lot of them. Hopefully they start dropping some babies soon, which they should be. Clean out their dog food. I need to get more Blaberus. I think this is my only one I have. I need to get more. I just don't like how much space they take up compared to 20 quarts. You can see these guys coming out and drinking off the side. Funny roaches. Funny. Well, we're at 92 minutes. We're actually making great time. Not too bad. Ugh. Alright, now we're back to 20 quarts. The last 6 bins. Hooray, everyone. We'll grab these guys. This is Oxe Helula Diesta. This is one of my feeder bins. Oh gosh, yeah, these are gonna get out everywhere. I need to put a barrier on these. Been terrible. Well, keep an eye on for loose roaches for me, guys, because this is inevitable. Tons of these in here, hundreds, if not thousands. Very prolific roach, great feeder. I use them for a lot of stuff, the assassins, all sorts of stuff. Oh crap. No, get back in your enclosure. No. Oh gosh, this is bad. They're running all in the carpet. Okay, let's get these guys misted before more get out. Alright, they're good. You can see in some of these bins that it's my older ventilation, so it's a little bit different than what I have stuff in now. This is my last Eurycotis in open boxes when cold. Yeah, that's difficult for me because I keep my room warm for them. It's like 85 in here. What is it? Alright, it's 80 right now. But I keep them quite warm so I don't have to have heat mats or anything. But yes, that would help. This is Eurycotis species Venezuela. Or Isol de Margarita Venezuela. Very pretty little Eurycotis. I don't know if they're laying ooths for me yet. I don't know. I'm not even sure if they're doing that well. Put in a little bit of apple and then some fish flakes since they're ferocious, I've heard. Looks like they're, I can't tell if those nymphs were sent with them, or if I produced those myself. I've honestly no clue. It's a good question. Alright, last 4 bins. Let's get it over with. All for any of the Paraplaneta Americana lovers. Here we go. Unfortunately, yeah. I've heard that recently that Argentine ants have been a pain in the butt for people. I have had ants in a few colonies, but they don't do anything in my experience. But I've heard those ones can be annoying. So any of the Paraplaneta Americana lovers, this is how I have them set up. The high vents, the water port, a bowl of dog food, which they've thrown stuff into. I'll top it off every time with some fresh dog food. And yeah, most of them are in this back side though. Like under here and stuff. Yeah, there's a good amount of them. Most of them are still just tiny little nymphs, but they're doing good. The Paraplaneta Americana lovers are missing out if they're not watching. They are a pretty popular roach, honestly. This is actually a new bin that I set up for them. Yeah, it sounds like they're a nasty ant to have. That's sad. I'm very sorry for you. Here's my big old colony of a Leptorina javanica. You do have some mealworms running throughout here. There's a lot of them in here. You can see all the nymphs piling up on the side. Doing phenomenal as always. What other colonies do I have to feed? Reptiles. Dang, I should have grabbed more food for them. Oh, we'll just give them a buttload of dog food and man, I just sold a bunch of these today too. I took like 60 out of here and there's still like tons of them. Absolutely insane. Alright, last 2 bins, folks. Let's get it. Let's get it. And then I'll be done for bug husbandry for today. So this is Daropeltis pollinoi, or Pollini. I'm not sure how you say it correctly. Very pretty roach, excuse me. Don't have any males yet. Got, I think, some adult females potentially. Oh, I'm getting the sniffles. Yeah, I've heard Paraplaneta are like that. I'm kind of worried for what the future will bring. We'll give them the rest of this, scraps of what I have. Because I just give my cat for them straight dog food. I don't really seem to care for anything else. We're at almost 100 minutes. Oh yeah, we're at 100 minutes. Wow, I think we beat my regular time. Yeah, here's my cat form. There's not really a lot of them since I was feeding them off for a while, so I mean, there's a good amount of them in here, but you can always have more. I just throw in a bunch of dog food. They might come out and start eating. Normally I don't watch the enclosures close enough after feeding. Well, there we go. We're done with feeding everything. Because assassin bugs are fed, my frogs are fed. Wow. Got it all done. Well, for anyone who's still here, thank you so much for stopping by to watch me feed some bugs. Maybe I'll keep this a trend and keep it going, and I'll do weekly or every few weeks do some live streams. We'll see. I need to get some videos posted up on the YouTube. I've never heard that one before. Oh my gosh, forgetting them in the freezer. Oh wait, what bin did I have this with? Oh, was this Blabberus? Oh crap, I'll have to check real quick actually. Was that Blabberus? Yes, it was. I guess we're not done feeding. I forgot to give the Blabberus food. I cleaned out their dog food, but I didn't give them new food. Poor guys, I'm so sorry. Here, I'll give you some dog food since I'm assholes. My apologies, Blabberus. There, now we are done feeding. Well, as I was saying, thank everyone who stopped by. For anyone who is still lingering around, might turn this into a trend and do some weekly feedings and stuff on here. But thank you all, and I'll see you all another time. Goodbye.